Tattoo artists, what's the worst reaction from a patient you've ever gotten? I had an 18-year-old girl come in a couple years ago looking to get some script on her ribs. We're talking like 4 ultra-simple words, maybe 3 inches across. It should have taken 5 minutes of my time. The entire time she was filling out paperwork, I had a bad feeling. She kept nervously talking to her friends about her low pain tolerance and how she wasn't sure if she could do it since it was her first tattoo. When I called her back, she was pretty much freaking out, starting to sweat, nervous laughter, and the lot. I placed the stencil and told her she could take a second to decompress while it dried. She went into the bathroom and came out after what felt like a good 10 minutes at least. With her out of the bathroom finally, I asked her if she was ready to go. She hesitated, but said yes. Regardless of her answer, I told her that she seemed a little too tense, and if she wanted, I could run my machine through distilled water and let her get a feel for getting a tattoo without actually getting one yet. She declined and said, "Let's just do it." So begrudgingly, I begin. And I kid you not, I didn't even make it halfway through the first letter before she tried jumping to the ceiling from my table. Every effing letter was like this, and then some. Her friends tried consoling her, then holding her down, and I would give her little breaks because she kept screaming like a banshee and eventually started crying. I told her to stop moving at least 50 times, starting off polite and eventually progressing to, "You're effing up your tattoo." Still she moved. It was close to 45 minutes or so before we finished up, and I could hardly look at the thing. It was so jank. You could barely make out the letters, which looked as though they were scrawled out by a child on a car ride through the Rockies. It was depressing to say the least. She looked over the tattoo in the mirror and was like, "Thanks, what do I owe? You?" So I told her to go home and didn't even take any money. Even her friends had dumbfounded faces. I explained that the work wasn't representative of what I can do, and I wouldn't take her money for what I thought looked awful. She insisted that she felt like she should pay, but I just told her to get out. Tail tucked between her legs, and with a tiny pile of garbage on her ribs, she left with her friends. Not even 5 minutes later, her friend awkwardly came back in. The tattooed girl had left her purse, and she couldn't come back to get it herself.